Hello everyone, our lesson for today is the passive voice. Students sometimes discuss why should they learn the passive when they can easily communicate and write in English. Well, here we'll find out the reasons. Let me ask you a question. Is it the active or the passive voice most commonly used in everyday language? Definitely, we mostly formulate active sentences in our daily conversation. Why? Why does this happen? Because it's simple, it's transparent, and it's convenient. What's the difference between the active and passive voice? Most sentences in English follow the subject verb object pattern known as the active voice. For example, she cleaned the room. In this example, the subject is she, the verb is cleaned, and the object is the room. So the subject performs the action of the verb. But sometimes the subject is acted upon or receives the action of the verb. This is called the passive. How do we form the passive? The passive voice in English is composed of two elements, the appropriate form of the verb to be plus past participle. And here we have two examples. Someone stole the money, which is an active sentence, and the money was stolen by someone, which is the passive one. So when we are changing a sentence from active into passive, we put the object at the beginning of our sentence. We conjugate the verb to be in the same tense as the active sentence and then put the main verb in the past participle form. Why should we study the passive? When we formulate passive sentences, we are mostly concerned on the action rather than the person who did the action. So the subject might be unknown, obvious, or not important. And here we have a couple of examples. The building was vandalized. Who vandalized it? Maybe a vandal vandalized it, so it's obvious. The flowers were delivered on time, so in this case, it's not important who delivered them. The roads were fixed completely. Who fixed them? We don't know who fixed them, but we are happy they are fixed, and that's all. And the telephone was invented in 1849. Who invented it? We are not interested in the person who invented it. We are interested in the invention rather than on the inventor. Why should we shift focus of the subject? We should avoid repeating the subject in every sentence, especially in writing tasks. In this way, we create sentence variety in which we engage the reader and make our piece of writing more interesting and not boring. So, using the passive also helps us play with sentence structures and create flow. And here we have the passive examples of tense shift. This table is intended as a reminder for successful mastering of the passive forms. Now let's start with the first tense. Present simple. I do my homework. My homework is done. Present continuous. I'm doing my homework. My homework is being done. Past simple. I did my homework. My homework was done. Past continuous. I was doing my homework. My homework was being done. Present perfect. I have done my homework. My homework has been done. Past perfect. I had done my homework. My homework had been done. You should bear in mind that only transitive verbs can be passive. Intransitive verbs or verbs that cannot take a direct object can't be passive. For instance, you cannot say I was arrived by train because the intransitive verb arrive cannot be followed by an object. Well, these were some of the main rules of the passive voice, and now all you have to do is put them into practice. Thank you for watching. See you next classes.